was a huge extension, like creative strategic thinking extension of our team. That's the difference. So our marketing team is responsible for creating and accelerating pipeline for a new logo and for our customer business. We have a seat at the revenue table, and it makes all the difference. We were doing the things that quote unquote we thought we should be doing from a paid ad standpoint, a direct response standpoint, but the efficacy of those efforts, the ROI on those efforts was not really well understood, nor was our strategy super robust. It was a pretty traditional playbook, which was we expected people to see an ad, click an ad, and buy some software. And obviously, that is not the way that the buyers buy at this juncture in time. And so the State of the Union beforehand was not super strategic from a messaging or storytelling standpoint. And it was an effort to, I hesitate to say this because we're better than most, but it was an effort to increase volume of MQLs, to increase volume of leads and early stage opportunities without paying too much attention to pretty much anything else. We knew there were gaps and we didn't have the in-house expertise to fill the gaps. We knew that there were we thought we knew there were some things that could be improved. Just from a measurement or reporting, attribution, hybrid attribution modeling, all those sorts of things, we knew that there was a better way of approaching things. What we found out through the course of the engagement with Refined Labs was it's not just about and I know this sounds so basic, but it's not just about the ads you serve, it's about the strategy that's going into your entire marketing ecosystem, your entire go-to-market ecosystem. And so what Refined Labs really helped us do is connect the dots between that marketing strategy and the sales strategy, the category strategy that we have, and how that's going to come to life through messaging and positioning, and how that is going to create higher velocity pipeline for our sellers. So it was a pretty significant sea change in our overall strategic approach. So the traditional marketer playbook is to evangelize your solution. Here is what Clari does. Here is why it's better than the competitive suite. Here's why you should buy us. And the fact of the matter is that's not super compelling to anybody. That's not really convincing or influential to anybody. And what Refined Labs helped us do, and certainly what our category positioning helped us do, is not necessarily only to evangelize our solution, but to focus more on evangelizing the problem that we solve. And so as soon as we took this seed, this kernel of an idea to you all about this big problem that we solve in revenue leak, it was amazing to see your team just extend the thinking, go wild with the concepts, and bring it to life through messaging, through creative, through ads, through all the different sorts of things, that artifacts that we had that we were serving. And it was a huge extension, like creative strategic thinking extension of our team. That's the difference. I've worked at marketing agencies before where it's somewhat thoughtless and it's more of just like serving ads all over the place and getting, a good CPL and good MQL results. You all really helped us think through the messaging strategy. That yielded not only results, but it yielded meaningful, impactful results, which is to say, results that actually turned into pipeline, which actually turned into revenue. And that's the distinction, I think, in working with you all versus other places that I've been personally and other agencies that I hear of that are hyper focused on the top of funnel, and that's it. You all are focused on the full funnel, and makes a huge difference. It's been a complete sea change in how we approach basically everything. Like, you all were not just helping us with our advertising strategy and messaging and things like that. You're helping us with all the plumbing that goes into actually understanding what's working and what isn't. So you all did a complete forensic deep dive on not all of our marketing operations, but many of them, and helped fix a lot of problem areas, a lot of breakdowns across the process that we were unaware of or unable to fix. And so you came in and helped us clean up the whole pipeline, basically from ads to pipeline to revenue, so that we could actually track it. We could actually see it. Response rates something like tripled. The cost per outcome went down by a third. It was just unbelievable. We were able to exceed previous productivity levels as measured by outcomes. So how many opportunities are we creating? We were able to exceed those while cutting our spend by a third. Cutting it by 2/3. So it was incredible to see how much efficiency we were able to gain. just by doing things the right way. First, do it. It's worth it. So that's someone goes without saying, but it is important that you just get over it. Don't be super precious about, you think you have the right way of doing this, or you think you know how to do this. I promise you, Refine Labs is going to bring something new, meaningfully different to the table, and operate as an extension of your team, which is hugely valuable. Be a student of what Refine Labs is doing, and the perspective that you all have on the right way to think about attribution and modeling and return on investment and high velocity pipeline and the rest. If you go in without the expectation of learning, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I think that you all were really good about this. Certainly our team was very motivated to do this, to actually learn from you. Like, our goal was not just to hand you the keys to the castle and then say, all right, they're going to go figure all this out. Our goal was to work with you, to learn from you, so that we could take that mindset, take those strategies that are working in the areas that we had you working on, and extend that across the rest of the marketing team. So that's the key to success. Just like anything else, stay curious, be a real student of the game, understand that the landscape has shifted considerably in the last year, let alone the last 5 or 10 years, and lean on the thought leaders that are Chris Walker and Refine Labs to go and actually understand how marketing is supposed to be done these days. I'm really excited to see what happens, because for the first time, we just launched a Clari owned podcast a month or so ago. And so the receipts are just now starting to come in about how useful is that from a dark funnel standpoint. We're starting to do all the best practices, but the proof is in the pudding. I've been doing work on LinkedIn for 3 years now. And so it's not terribly surprising that we're already seeing results that are measurable in the SRA. But the rest of the strategies that we're pursuing with the thought leadership sites that we have and the podcasts that we're launching and the rest of the social activation we're doing, the fruits of that labor will be seen, I think, here in future months. But it's all there. We can see it all now. I can't tell you how impressed I've been with your team. Every single person, from the initial engagement we had to the way that everything was managed and everything in between, just like world-class thinkers and doers. And that's a really impressive combination. So you all helped us build the muscle. And this was the intent in working with you from day one, is like, at some point, we want you to give us the keys back so that we can go drive the car ourselves. And I feel like you have left us in a really good spot to go and do exactly that. So everything that you promised has been delivered, and much, much more.